Reunited and it feels so good. Reunited cause we understood. There's one
Mm.
place to go and sugar, this one is it. I realize that I love you cause I want you back. Hey, hey, reunited. I think those were the right words. I could be
I
wrong.
don't think I've heard the full song, so I'll take your word for it.
My
I'm sure
mom
they
s-
are right.
my mom said it was her and my dad's song when they were in like high school because they would like
Oh.
break up all the time.
Your parents were high school sweethearts?
They started dating when they were 14.
That's so cute.
Hmm.
Aw.
Love
How old
like
were
that
they
don't
when they got?
exist anymore.
It doesn't.
uh,
How how old were when they got married?
20s,
Oh
20
wow.
something, maybe early 20s. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Well, the breaking up makes more sense. That gives it context. I feel like that's
Yeah.
okay. That's
Yeah,
okay if you're
it's like it was
14.
like middle school, high school. I was like, all right, that makes sense. People messy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're funny.
Hey,
But
Brandon.
hi Maggie, how are you?
I'm so great.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing.
How are you?
I'm good. Like, it's a Wednesday, so we're midway through the week,
We are.
which is nice. And we have a 3-day weekend.
We have a 3-day weekend. Do you close early on Friday?
So I don't think so. They
Okay.
at least haven't said yet. And I gotta go in
Mm-hmm.
the office on Friday. Ugh.
Mm.
But it's kind of fine because usually not many people are there. So we'll see. I hope we end up doing that. But with the way my company's been moving lately,
We'll
I don't
see.
know.
Oh,
uh,
well, I hope
but
they do.
I do too. I do too. But we're gathered here today, y'all. Welcome to the Shade of It All. I'm Brandon.
I'm Maggie. Welcome. We are gathered here today.
We're here to cover Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Oh no, I'm sorry. The Love Island season 7 reunion that was basically the same fucking length. Jesus Christ.
No, but for real though.
Ugh.
2 hours. Brandon, I love going live with you. We went live on a Monday. You know, Mondays are usually a rough day.
Mm-hmm. It
When I
was
saw that shit was 2 hours, I low key wanted to cry.
no. I was saying because the thing is too. It comes out at 9, so
Mhm.
it's just like
We gotta move to California.
we really do. This reminded me. I'm moving. We did our live stream for the Patreon, and we
Hmm.
have on our YouTube a playlist for the Patreon live streams, but you can only get to it if you have the link.
Hmm.
Just saying. So I'm
Yeah.
moving that to it now. I forgot to do it earlier. I was like, ooh, not that it really
Oh.
matters, but maybe it does. I don't know. But now it's added, so we're good.
Yeah, if you
Um,
join the Patreon now, you can look at all of our past lives.
hmm.
Like if you wanted to like watch an old episode and you wanted to hear our take in real time, you could do that.
Yes.
For yeah,
And for
for
three
some
dollars.
episodes, not all of them.
For all the Beyond the Villa
All
and
of Beyond the
then
Villa.
some Love Island, but the reunion, our episode was 2.5 hours. Um,
Sheesh.
so and it was super fun, but it was a Monday night at 9. So,
Hmm.
but regardless,
Yeah,
we watched it and
we watched it.
overall, I liked it.
I kind of felt like the I don't know why this is the analogy, but the reunion felt like a doppelganger. Like this looks like the reunion, right? Like you're answering a lot of questions, you're asking people
Mhm.
important things. Like this looks, and then when it ended, I was like, but did we really talk about anything of significance? It wasn't until it ended that I was like, oh damn, we really didn't talk about shit.
I couldn't
Like
agree
Charlie got
more.
more time to talk about
Oh my gosh. I was like,
whatever he's upset about.
he's so mad
I didn't
still.
even know he was upset like that. Like I feel like Charlie spoke Loki the longest, and we spent the most.
Mhm.
I feel like we spent the most time on that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, so what did we really talk about?
It was confusing because I feel like they tried to cover everything, like
Mm-hmm.
every little thing too,
Mm-hmm.
to where then we weren't able to spend a lot of time on the
Yes.
important things.
Right.
Like I feel like barely touched on Jeremiah and Huda.
Yeah. No, we really
Like,
only asked Jeremiah his perspective, not Huda. Granted, though, we know they recorded for 20 hours, and Jeremiah and a couple others, well, I only know Jeremiah did. He definitely
mm-hmm,
got online and was saying, like, oh, they cut that out. Oh, they cut this out. Oh, they
mm-hmm.
cut that out. So,
Which I can
yeah.
get that.
I mean, no, I don't, because it's
I
like
mean,
if they
well,
spend time on it, show me
I can
it.
get them cutting things. I don't get what they cut, I should say.
Exactly. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Let me clarify. Because also apparently Nick defended Olandria, like during
Mm-hmm.
the Huda thing, they cut that out. I
Mm-hmm. Ace
guess.
defended Chelley.
Yeah, and like something with the more with the heart rate challenge, like Ace,
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe didn't get off easy, but they cut that.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Chelley was holding him accountable for his part.
which you would think, you know what I realized?
Hmm.
Ace and Huda low key are the same person. They don't take accountability.
They don't.
They deflect.
They claim to be taking accountability, but I don't
Hmm.
actually think they physically know how to.
No. And they expect so much from others that they don't give.
100%.
And that's
I
why
listened
they clash.
to, yeah. Ace did an interview with Speedy, I think is the person's name. I actually haven't
Hmm.
heard of them before. And I listened to it. And during it, I was like, all right, I hear you. I'll give you the benefit. I'm hearing your stance. But then by the end, I was like, but you kind of didn't own anything. Like everything was everyone else's fault. Speedy
Hmm.
Mormon. Yep, that says Mormon. Man, more man, not more mun.
Oh.
Yeah, like by the end, I was like, yeah, you address things, but like everything was everyone else's fault. So we'll probably talk about that later too. But it was interesting. I was like, yeah, no, that's a good comparison, Brandon. They
Hmm.
are very similar.
Very, very. So let's jump into this reunion. We got a lot of
Yes.
ground to cover. Um, but it started off and it was kind of just everyone entering and stuff like that. Shelly and
Hmm.
Ace were saying they're ready for the people to start like acting real and wanting the truth from people. Um, off the top, who were your favorite looks and whose did you not like?
Okay. I really liked Shelley's. Uh, I liked Shelley's outfit.
Hmm.
And Olandria looked amazing.
Olandria was the best.
Um, if you've ever seen a Just For Me perm box, this is like 2000s black girls. Coco's hairstyle is the cover of this box. If I can find a picture of it, I can send you. So I did not enjoy Coco's outfit. I thought Ace looked really good.
He
So I
did.
would say those. Oh, first off, like top four. Oh, and then I hated Taylor's brooch.
I know. And the thing with Taylor's, I loved his jacket, but the brooch ruined it.
It did. It did.
That's funny. Some podcasts, maybe it was Bitches Better. I don't know. Somewhere I was listening, they were talking about Coco. They called it clip and bangs.
I
Um,
think if I can find it, I was
she's
like,
beautiful though. I'll give Coco her due.
she
Stunning,
is.
but
I
the
just didn't
style
like the
wasn't
fit.
great. Yeah.
Mm-mm. It was not. It was not.
I thought Olandria was the best. I liked
Hmm.
Shelly's. I think hers was cool. I liked like the hair and like the dress with that. Nick looked good. I like that he matched with Olandria. Huda,
Oh yeah, them matching was adorable.
it was. Huda should have went to another fitting because
Girl,
it was
what
like
the fuck
hanging
was
off.
that?
I was like, Huda.
And then I thought, okay, someone's gonna come fix it.
No
Nope.
one fixed it. It was just like
No one
falling off.
fixed
I'm
it.
like, y'all, can somebody help her? And I didn't like her hair. It looked like old lady.
Oh yeah, it was giving like Amy Winehouse in a non-iconic way.
Yeah, and like I'm not gonna take any accountability and I'm hyped up for no reason kind of way. Um Amaya's hair and makeup I liked, but I hated the dress.
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of the dress. It was kind of bland.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
And then Grayson's
Austin,
dress was atrocious.
I don't remember Grayson's dress. I have to look.
It was like black sequin cutout. It was just bad. Austin looked horrible.
I was like, what? His shoes were like bedazzled.
Mm.
look. Yeah. No, I didn't like it. I was just like, what is
Hated.
I was like, while we were watching, I'm like, oh my God, Brandon, look at Austin's shoes. I just
Um,
sent you a picture of the Just For Me box, so you know what I'm talking about.
oh my gosh. That is Coco's hair. Yeah,
Yes, there's a picture of it on screen. That's what Coco
that is
looked
too
like. I've
much.
seen that box 1,000 times in my life. So
I
funny.
can't. Oh, Coco.
But
Um,
yeah, didn't look the
I
greatest.
like Charlie's blue outfit.
Yeah, Charlie looked nice. What did you think of Elan's Superman cat what is that called? A cowlick?
It's something that someone needed to cut off. That was awful. He was trying to have a moment. I don't like him. I liked his shirt, but it also was
Hmm.
just kind of like a meh outfit.
Yeah.
Um, I thought Hannah looked cute. I liked her. She just looked cute. She had like a nice red dress and like her hair and makeup looked nice.
I actually kind of liked Clark. I like Clark's dress without the little cape thing.
See, Clark looked beautiful, but I think whatever picture they posted on Instagram, like the Love
Mhm.
Island page, it's just the close up of the dress I didn't like.
Yeah.
Like it had like the corset lines, and I just didn't like it. I don't know. Corset dresses, I feel like everyone's wearing a
Uh,
corset dress these days. And I'm like,
it's
come on,
true.
let's do something different. But she looked beautiful. So I've heard
Yeah.
other people say she looks like she's ready for a Real Housewives reunion. I was like, Loki, that would be a great dress to wear to a Real Housewives reunion.
What do you think of Bella's?
Um,
I just
it
wish they fixed it again. I could see the tape on her arm.
Yeah, something seemed off with the fit. She looked beautiful, but the
Hmm.
fit was weird. There was something
Yeah.
not right. Oh, and Iris. I liked Iris's dress, but whoever did her hair, they tried to like part it in a way it shouldn't have been parted.
Yeah,
So
her
it just
dress
looked
is
like it
cute,
needed
but
to move.
yeah.
But she kept doing that pouty face. Hmm.
I didn't like Jeremiah's suit is nice,
He
but I
looked
didn't really
good.
love everybody's doing the no shirt thing.
Someone
I was
was
like,
commenting that. They're like, is that a new trend? I'm like, I guess so.
yeah, I guess if you have tattoos on your chest, you don't wear. Well, no, Jeremiah doesn't even have any.
Ugh.
Um, but yeah, they looked
Yeah.
nice. Ariana looked good.
Oh,
I was
Ariana
trying to figure out like were
stunted.
those flowers like
Mm-hmm.
bubbles, but looks like they were flowers.
Hair laid, dress beautiful sequin. Love it.
Okay, I know Cordell did this.
Hmm.
What do you think about when it's time to dress up and a man wears a casual outfit that's very nice?
Are you talking about
Essentially
Chris?
Chris. Yeah.
I hated Chris's outfit. Why were his pants so big?
I'm saying, and when you have big pants and your shoes are small, it just looks kind of weird. It's like you're wearing clown pants.
Hmm. And like when you're sitting like that,
Yeah. Like it
mm,
was a nice outfit, but I was just like, none of the other guys really did that. Well,
yeah.
Austin tried to.
I liked Cordell's outfit last time. I thought it just
Yeah.
looked cool because it was like a
Yeah.
set, there was like a hat, like it was
Hmm.
like different. This one just seemed kind of like, I don't know. It
Yeah.
was almost like you could go to the mall
Yeah.
and it's like, but we're at a reunion and millions
I'm
of people are going to watch this.
right. I'm just realizing now that Austin wasn't wearing jeans. It just looked like it.
No,
He has like a suit
no.
on. It just doesn't like match.
I liked his hair better because he combed it.
I like that we got to see him. Well, yeah, Austin was acting like himself at the reunion.
He was interesting. He had
Hmm.
a moment or two where I was like, okay.
Yeah,
But then for the most part, get off my screen.
100%.
Um, that's the story actually with kind of most of them except for Shelly and Olandria.
No, for real though.
Like y'all can stay forever. And
I didn't.
Hannah.
Did you say Brian already? I didn't like his very
I
much.
didn't, but I didn't like his jacket either. Mm.
Yeah,
Which
yeah. Well,
RIP Amaya and Brian. It's official.
I'm not really sad.
No.
We didn't really get to know them. I just really liked Amaya. And it's funny, I was on her TikTok yesterday. Everybody was like, just for the record, we liked you. Just so you know, we're fans of you.
Right. It's interesting when of the final couples, three are already over,
Yeah.
and then one's being accused of not being real by a
Chelley and
friend.
Nick. Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
But we'll get into all that soon.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to the reunion. It starts with the final four couples. So it's Chris and Huda who are not sitting next to each other. And in between them is Amaya and Brian, Iris and Pepe, Nick and Olandria. Um, they show a montage of the final four. And I remember at this point when we were watching, we were like, no, this can't be long. And it wasn't as long, but I was like, is this why it's 2 hours?
Well, they showed like a montage of everyone, but Iris and Pepe, it was like a pop, like a little
Yeah, it
snippet.
was so
Here's two
short.
scenes of Iris and Pepe, and then we just moved on.
I looked down and it was over.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Amaya and Brian kind of talk a little about their relationship. He says how Amaya met his mom and they cried together. And then I will say their energy seemed off. So I was like, I felt they seemed rocky.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really seem like they liked each other that much. They were even
No.
kind of not really like sitting close to each, you
Right.
sit next to each other, but they're like, there's
Mm-hmm.
space. I don't
Yeah.
know, that's not that big of a deal, but just, yeah, it seemed
Mm.
interesting. And we really barely heard from them. So that maybe that's why it felt off too, but
Mm-hmm. They addressed the cheating rumors because there was cheating rumors about Brian. At a club appearance, he was pictured pouring a shot into a girl's mouth, and then I guess people were saying he cheated or something. And at first, I was like, oh, maybe it was just the pouring, but he was so weird about how he answered it, and Chris having his back that I was like, maybe more did happen because all he had to say was, oh, I had a lapse in judgment when I didn't think of the optics of like pouring a
mhm.
shot down someone's throat. But he was like, I had a lapse in judgment. I used to be a bartender. And Andy's like, well, what'd you do? And he was just like, pouring shots, doing that. I was like, why are you being weird about it?
Yeah.
Mm,
It was funny because, yeah, I agree. Like, he said something, but also said nothing.
much like the reunion. Uh,
Yes.
him and Amaya say they're on a great path. And this is where I was kind of like, I don't believe y'all. Like the way they said it, they were just like, yep, we're on a great path.
Yeah, wasn't it just Amaya speaking for both of them?
Basically. And then he kind of just added at the end, yeah, we are. And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then to the other broken up couple, Iris and Pepe.
That also didn't really give much.
Not much at all.
Hmm.
And I don't know. They also haven't publicly addressed the breakup, but allegedly he cheated on her in a hotel lobby.
Yes.
And a
I
girl
tried to find the
Snapchatted about it.
video, but I didn't see it.
I didn't either. Apparently, the girl Snapchatted, and
Hmm.
then people were like, "Oh, I don't know." But then Iris and her family and friends unfollowed him, and then he unfollowed her. And I was like, "Well, that's kind of bold." Um,
Yeah.
but they haven't said anything officially, so we'll see.
Yeah. Did you
Um,
see Amaya's statement?
I did a whole lot of
Hmm.
nothing.
Yeah.
It was like, "Oh, we're not together. We want different things." Some people, what did she say? Some people take a sip of the ocean and still need more salt or
Or
something.
some people don't need to take more than a sip of the ocean to know it's salty.
Yes. I
I
was like,
was like,
oh, Maya.
okay, poet.
Look at you go.
And then I
Hemingway.
guess she made one statement saying like she posted saying like, it's all good, like no hate. I have a lot of love for him. And then in the next one was like, it's unfortunate when someone is doing the things you continually ask them not to do or something like that.
Oh,
So I guess like but it was almost the same thing. She just like added another sentence and then took out the like no hate.
no, yeah.
I'm gonna send it to
Interesting.
you. So it's like
Yeah.
this is interesting. But yeah, he I guess he's like in Miami or going to Miami or like going to parties and stuff, and she didn't like that he was doing it that much.
Mm. And then he said a statement. He made some statement, but it was nothing. It was just kind of like, yeah, we've decided we want different things, and I wish her nothing but the best. Like all that. And it's like, okay. Like just two
Yeah.
nothing statements from our winners of Love Island. Are we proud?
I
Um,
mean, the whole thing was a dumpster fire.
it really was. We tried to make the best of it.
We really did.
Um, Iris and Pepe are talking about how they're exclusive at this
Yeah.
time. But she's waiting to be asked to be his girlfriend and thinks they're steps. And it's like, well, no use in waiting now
Yeah.
because you're broken up with. You guys are over.
They're not together.
She addresses talking to TJ for closure. TJ says he felt closure because there's some people that are watching from like backstage that we see intermittently.
Hmm.
Um, and so that's nice. Maybe they'll get back together now. Even though I don't really care. I don't really like I don't there's so many couples that it's like, oh, who cares?
Yeah, like
Um,
dude, the heart wants what it wants.
right. Pepe spoke to Hannah for closure. We get to Chris and Huda, and
Oof.
they ask about the date. And Huda's like, I thought that was my sister at first. And I'm like,
She's deflecting. Like, what does that
mm,
even mean? Like, why are you saying that?
right. And then Andy asks, how is it being around each other? You guys are separated. And she's like, it's good. And he's like, weird. And she's like, I don't feel any type of way. And he's like, it's weird for me. I'm like, be honest, please. Thank you. Um, and then he says, because Andy asks, how do you feel about what Hood has been saying about you in the press? And he says he doesn't respect it.
So is she, are they referring to the it doesn't, it will, it's not because it wouldn't fit comment?
I think something like that.
Because
And
that
her
is the
being
worst
like,
thing she said.
yeah, and something like, oh, like you're bragging about sleeping with me. Like something like that. Like she was just rude as hell.
Yeah.
And I like that he's standing on business and he's like, you tried to call me 2 days ago. And I knew it was
Yeah.
just so we'd be good today, but I don't want to be good.
Oh,
I'm
she's
like,
fake as fuck
period.
for that. Hmm.
She is for a lot of things. Um, and so Andy asks about her new relationship because she's been spotted publicly with her new boyfriend.
Hmm.
And she says she legally can't speak about her relationship outside the villa because of Netflix.
It was very awkward. She's like, I'm so sorry. I can't. Yeah, I can't. I'm so sorry,
Weren't you on a red
Netflix.
carpet together?
I'm so sorry. I know Netflix.
Oh,
I can't.
all
Netflix.
due. Tell Netflix, the highest streaming show ever. So,
And it's like you're talking to a producer. Like I think he knows you're full of shit.
right,
Andy, and it turns out this is not true. She's not in an agreement with Netflix. Say your man doesn't want you talking about it. I could believe that more, but
right. He posted some TikTok mocking Andy and being like, shut up. Everyone just shut up. And I'm like, it low key gave lame as fuck. And the comments were like, stand up for your woman. I know that's right. I'm like, huh?
Brandon, it's gotta be teenagers that are following her. Anyone in the can someone let me know who is Mesh following Huda?
You know
Who
who's a
is
Huda
it?
defender that like ruined my crush and like everything?
Who?
Okay, do you remember on Glee? To bring it back to
Uh-huh.
a place of Glee, Jake Puckerman. He came
Puck.
in when, do you remember, did you ever see Marley? It was like when Rachel goes to New York and they bring in new people.
Yeah.
It's
Jake Puckerman. That's
it
his name on the cast?
yeah, it's like the Puck's brother and then he dates Marley.
Oh, yes. I remember this guy. Okay.
He's a Huda defender.
Is he?
Yes.
Why?
I don't
Oh my
know.
God, you have free will and you're choosing.
He is. And like he was making a video about the whole, which we'll get into, the Shelly, Chris, and Huda thing. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, gosh, like I liked you. Why are you doing this?
Literally.
Um,
Why? Look,
but so Hannah though, I love Hannah. She's in the back and she's like, I'm a doom scroller. And I mean, they have made many public appearances. I'm like, period, Hannah.
yeah, I mean, like, we know who he is, Huda, but whatever. Just say you don't want to talk to him, but being like, Netflix, sorry,
Mm,
nah. And then dropping like, saying Netflix on Peacock is, like, kind of weird. Like, I don't know, just
very.
the whole moment. And then, like, her face, just like, sorry, Netflix.
I
Like,
can't. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All you also, if you really didn't want to talk about it, all you could have said is, I'm in something new. I don't really feel comfortable talking too much about it because it's new and like there's a lot of
yeah.
chatter online, but I'm happy.
Right, like making up a lie about it makes you look so corny.
Hmm. And then she's quick to she had time to speak out and make a statement about this. She didn't have time to make a statement about other things, which we'll learn about, but she had time. Um,
100%. She's definitely picking and choosing.
hmm I prefer to share details about my relationships on my own terms, not for a TV show it has nothing to do with. Repeated pressure to open up, especially when it's excessive, makes me uncomfortable, and I appreciate it if that could be respected, but you'll edit out the amount of times you asked and tried making others answer for me. First of all, Andy's not editing, so let's speak on that. Second of all, you're lucky that's all he did. The amount of people who don't know Andy Cohen and how savage he can be at reunions. Huda
100%.
is light work and he wasn't even mean to her.
Mm-mm.
Sorry he asked you about your public relationship. Get a grip.
Like you're basically being interviewed and you're not a reliable narrator, bitch. So I bet he asked you twice and you're saying that's excessive.
Right. I
It's
can't
hard
with
to
her.
defend somebody who constantly lies. And the whole Netflix thing was a fucking lie. So now you want us to believe this?
Mm. She's made it
Anyway,
hard. She could have. Oh, Huda.
she could
At
have been
one point, we were rooting for you.
100%. We
Uh,
definitely were.
and then you ruined it. We get to Nick and Olandria, and Nick says that they're taking their time with things, but they have a lot planned, and
Mhm.
he wants to make sure that whatever she wants happens. And I'm like, this is so sweet.
No, it's cute.
And Olandria calls the Nicolandria deniers her second fan base.
She's like, what did she say? They're obsessed with me. Yes, call them
Period.
out, girl.
And they
Call them
are.
out.
And even your bestie's man is a little obsessed.
Mm.
Mm,
And
Clark it.
now who's panini pressed?
What is that from?
Gypsy Rose was on live
Oh,
talking about somebody once.
who's Panini Pressed? I can't with her. I will say shout out. Nick and Olandria posted like pictures from their reunion outfits and everything, and Kenya Moore commented, and she tagged Andy and said, "Make this woman a housewife." And Andy commented back, "I'm obsessed with her," and I'm like, period.
I could see them on a.
I could
I mean, I
too.
guess that's what Beyond the Villa is supposed to be.
Supposed to be, but
Yeah,
shout out to that having its finale this week. We'll be covering, so stay tuned.
we
And we'll be
will.
live watching. Subscribe to the
Yes.
Patreon at the trade of it all. Um, Nick calls out Sierra for her Grease post. Now, I do have to say, he lost me a little bit here
Hmm.
because he's like, she's making it clear that she doesn't want to actually fix things. She's just prioritizing attention. And I'm like, I mean, look, look, do I like Sierra? Not that much. And it is what it is. But I mean, she has a right to be upset.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I agree in the sense that you were locked in with her, you asked to be closed off with her, she gets in trouble, you leave with her friend, and you don't reach out at all. And then yeah, like I don't. And then in another interview, in the one of the first interviews he did when he left, he said something to the effect of he wasn't sure whether he'll reach out or not because he doesn't want to be like associated with her. So like I don't know, maybe pick, but I feel like I'd kind of be salty too. Like you liked my friend the whole time, never told me, like.
yeah.
Granted, Sierra does post entirely too much.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Will I be
um,
at the reunion? No, I won't be at the reunion.
she was like, I didn't go. And it's like, I don't think you were invited, sis.
Right. But okay,
But
pop
yeah,
off.
I guess technically you didn't go.
True. Uh, then Andy asked
Um,
Olandria if it was worth the journey was worth the or if it was worth the journey or worth the wait. And she was like, "Oh, the journey." And he's like, "They don't call me Big Belgian for no reason." And I'm like, "Oh." And then Olandria's just like, "It was worth it." I was like, "Oh."
yeah. And I was like, wait, first, who calls you Big Belgian? Weren't you calling yourself 2 seconds? 4 seconds?
I think it's I think it's a callback. They did a TikTok and Nick was like guys, we've been seeing the new nicknames. You've been calling me Big Belgian. You've been calling her Bama Barbie. Like, I don't know if we should be going by that or something like that. He like made a joke TikTok, but I don't know if people at
Hmm.
that point were calling them that. At least not Big Belgian. I think they were calling
Yeah.
her Bama Barbie.
Yeah.
Um, but it's funny. Maybe we should start calling him that. Um, then enter Shelly and Ace and Clark and Taylor.
Hmm.
Andy talks about the curse of going exclusive because once they all went exclusive, they got kicked out.
Yeah.
And then Shelley says America missed the plot of what the show is about.
I think y'all kind of missed the plot a little bit, but hey.
I think we all, it's the Spider-Man meme.
It is. It is. Because it's a show, right? Is there really a plot? It's drama.
Yeah.
But y'all being explore, 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 explore. And then when we pick the winners as the people who were open to exploring, you can't be mad. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. You didn't, it was like bad to be locked in, right? Then they get locked in and we're like, bye. So it's like you kind of started it,
You
you
did when
know?
you kicked out Hannah.
Yeah. So like we low key used your logic. Yeah, the final four weren't locked in very much at all. They weren't strong couples, but they were explorers.
They explored all right. Um, Clark says she's been to Oklahoma a couple times. And Andy asked Taylor if he really was torn between Clark and Olandria. And he lies and says yes.
No, I
I'm
wish they
like,
pressed
please
him
keep it
more
real.
about this. Like
Don't worry,
we
Charlie will at some point.
like yeah, yeah. And he doesn't really even add anything. He's just like, "Yes.
I
Yes, I
was.
really was."
I picked Clark, but I was. And Olandria's like, during it, I thought he was torn, but then seeing things, um, like clips and him saying he's not physically attracted to me and that he wasn't in it, I'm like, oh, that's why he was taking it slow. Not because he was respecting me, but because he wasn't into me.
Yeah.
And then cut to Charlie saying that Austin was valid for voting Taylor out.
Yeah. The only one.
That time I went home, it should have been Taylor. Um, Nick says it's not awkward with Taylor and anything because Andy asks, "Oh, is it awkward you're close with Taylor, but like you're
Mhm.
dating his ex?" And I'm like,
Mhm.
"No, it's not awkward because Taylor didn't like her."
Right, and they're barely. Olandria was like chill with the X thing.
Mm. And then Taylor attempts to apologize and then just goes, "You're still my dog."
That was the worst apology I've ever heard. Taylor, do
Horrendous.
you think you should apologize? Oh, well, I guess I'll do it now. Landria, I do apologize if, I'm, for whatever Andy's talking about. And, you're still my dog.
It
And
cut to
it's like,
Olandria looking at the camera like,
I'm like, my guy, you had almost a month to
mm-hmm,
you knew this was probably coming.
mm-hmm.
You didn't rehearse shit. Like,
Cut.
I respect Jeremiah. Jeremiah came ready.
He did.
Taylor, what are
Um,
you doing?
and then Ace, should we clap?
Clap
No,
for
we shouldn't.
what?
What are we clapping for?
No, nobody's
Mediocrity?
clapping.
Your only friend in the villa?
Why and why are you even promoting a And so they all clap. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Awful. Shelly and Ace clear up the rumors about knowing each other and
Hmm.
everything, and they just say they met at the club in New York like a few months before, earlier that year, and then followed each other on socials. Um, I never like people were starting like mad rumors, like, oh, they secretly have a kid, they've been together for years,
Yeah, that's
and I'm
silly.
like, I never thought that, but I do think it was a little like, with Love Island, you're supposed to meet someone for the first time there, I feel like.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I believe that they like each other. I believe that they believe that they're the realist and that they're the strongest couple.
Right, right.
And then when Ace is in bed at night, he's talking about how he's the realist and no one like is as real as them.
It's the only thing that got me was seeing him on TikTok live saying, say happy birthday to Shelly.
Yeah.
Like, that's interesting, like I assume when somebody's shouting somebody out, it's because somebody else watches them. And you
Mm-hmm.
knew her birthday. So that was like that felt like not intimate, but like not just an acquaintance.
Yeah, like you
Like
know her.
I miss most of my friends' birthdays.
Same. I don't remember anything.
Right. So you're on TikTok live saying, Shelly, happy birthday, you know? So
Hmm.
that, yeah, I thought that was a little weird, but maybe there's another Shelly that he knows.
Maybe. Ace is waiting to plan something big to ask her to be his girlfriend, but says he's in love.
Hmm.
I'm like, all right. Cut to Charlie asking Jeremiah, "Do you love me, Jeremiah?" I'm like, that was funny. Now the Casa people arrive, and not just the Casa people who are important. The like anyone who was in Casa
Hmm.
arrives. Um, Austin also joins. He said his body count has gone down because he's forgotten about some.
I was like, this guy is dumb as rocks.
He's so
You're
dumb.
like, you're sleeping with less people, okay, but your body
No,
count
man, I
can't
just
go
I've
down.
kind of forgotten about them.
And he's like, your body count can't go down.
I think it did.
What are you talking about?
He also says he's currently single, and I was like, oh, so he's not with Jaden
I
anymore.
was kind of surprised.
Hmm.
She probably liked him too much.
Probably. Zach with a K joins through Zoom.
Unnecessary. You could have left him off.
Hmm. They asked Coco about her saying that some of the girls were giving standoffish vibes. And she said, yeah, Olandria was, but I understood because like her girls weren't there. So I totally understand it. And Olandria was like, I was nice to everyone. And I had a lot of things happening. Like I was fake dumped. I was worried about Taylor. I was worried about like my girls. I was worried about a lot. And I had no time to process anything. So
Hmm.
sorry if I was standoffish, but like I was not mean. Like I was nice to everyone. And I'm
Hmm.
like, period. I love the way that Olandria and Chelley too advocate for themselves.
Yes, me too. Me
Like
too.
very much just like, what are you talking about? Like I'm literally a human like going through this. Why do I need to in this 2 seconds I have prioritize you, Vanna, and say hi to
Yeah.
you, Vanna? Like what are we talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Um Olandria was asked about not saying hi to Coco on the phone the night before because JD was like, "Hey, Coco says hi," and she's
She's
like,
like,
"I'm good."
cool.
Um, and Olandria's basically like, "I don't like how people are acting outside the villa," and she brings up the podcast where Coco was like, "Olandria came in and was like, my man, my man, my man," and I was like, "Oh, baby, that is not your man," or something like that. And Coco tries to flip it as if she didn't mean it in a shady way.
Like, how is that not shade? Because Olandria's like, when did I actually say that? And she's like, I mean, you didn't say that, but like your energy. And she's just like, yeah, I mean, we were coupled up. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, it was
Yeah.
Coco couldn't really like defend herself, but she was trying to.
Yeah.
She was really trying to.
And she's like, if I was standoffish, then like, when did you get that? Like, I thought we didn't really talk.
Hmm.
And also she's like, I hate that you interpreted it that way and that the world did. Well, if everyone's interpreting it a certain way, like what, like obviously it came across that way. And I'm sure you meant it that way, but because you got backlash, because this is the thing with her and Vanna, they came off and people were hating on Shelley and Olandria. So they were jumping on that and being like, Huda was the realist. But the Olandria and Shelley, they were standoffish.
They jumped on the clout train for
Hmm.
sure.
But little do they know, with Love Island, with reality TV, things flip.
Hmm.
So it could be saying one thing one day and then the next day it's completely different.
Right. It's so funny because I didn't even know Vanna spoke on anything. I was like, wait, why are we asking her questions? I only saw Coco.
She did it, as Shelly said, on the Nic VAL podcast. And that's when Shelly won my heart forever. Thank you so much for pronouncing his
Oh
name
my
wrong.
gosh,
Oh my
no one will
God.
know who you're talking about. It's great.
I can't wait for the podcast tomorrow where Nick calls out him being shouted out and the name being wrong. But Shelly does, before we get to Vanna, Shelly does kind of defend Olandria against Coco and was just like, you were also liking like comments saying that we should be out of the villa and you should still be there, and you were feeding like this delusional narrative.
Mm.
And Coco's like, that's not true. And like I DM'd Olandria, and Olandria's like, yeah, I wasn't fucking with it. And it shows Nick.
Yeah, I mean, stand on it, girl. Like you wanted to talk, and I think. they kind of Olandria is saying like people are acting weird outside of the villa. If you make public statements, make public apologies and not just this bullshit on the reunion because you're being called out. Like
Yeah.
don't DM me after you're talking shit about me for weeks. The fuck?
Mm-hmm. And
Shady
then
as hell.
very. And then Shelley calls out Vienna for going on Nick Viel and calling her standoffish. She's like, we never even had a chance to speak. We weren't like we were in different areas. Like, what are you talking about? I didn't have time to say hi to you. And Vienna
Yeah.
was like, yeah, totally. Like, I didn't mean it that way. And like the thing is, like, I know we only had 5 minutes and you literally owe me nothing. And it was just like I clarified that on my TikTok live. And like, yeah, I just it didn't come across the way I meant for it to come across. How did you mean for it to come across?
I think Nick was probably talking shit about Shelley and Vanna just added
Mm-hmm.
to it.
She's like, I mean, she didn't talk to me. When would she have spoken to you?
Right, because she left that recoupling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
they were like, she was in Casa and like, Vanna was back in the villa. So even then, it's like,
yeah.
mm. Olandria does call out Huda for playing into the bully narrative, which we're gonna get
Hmm.
more into later.
Yeah.
And then it cuts a little, and Nick is like, "Oh wow, everyone didn't mean what they did. That's crazy." And it's like,
Nobody's really standing on anything.
they aren't. And then this is where we start to get into like the who gives a fuck territory. Zach with a K apologizes to Amaya, but Brian calls him out for saying that Brian was there for the money. Um,
Yeah.
and Zach is like, I didn't say that. And Brian's like, you did. And it's funny because you were the one who was trying to strategize and you didn't want to have chats unless the camera was there. You should have been crying for chats. And that's why you got dumped.
Yay. I love seeing Zach get called out, but not too much time on it. Let's move on.
That part. But Zach kind of made me laugh a little when man was like, yeah, you were like a Grammy Award winning actor. And he was just like, okay. I was like, that was a funny response.
Yes.
We get to Jaden in Austin. And
Yeah.
she says that she told him he could hook up with other girls, but to let her know so she doesn't look dumb. And he's like, I don't recall agreeing to that or like doing that or like saying that or like being that or like seeing that or like I thought we ended okay.
And he's like, she asked you not to make her look stupid. Could you or could you not do that? And again, he's just
Well,
like,
it wasn't yeah. What?
and she's just like, well, thanks for not doing what I asked. And he's just
Right. And
like, okay.
I wanted to take you on the yacht. And she's like, well, that boat has sailed with the yacht.
Oh yeah, because she was like, you said you were gonna do all this stuff outside the villa, take me places. I still want to. Do you?
I can't.
And that actually, Austin was a little outspoken in the villa. I wish he actually stood on something. Like most people really, it's like stand on nothing challenge. Like
Hmm.
nobody is trying here.
But for real. That's the one thing I'll agree with Ace on when he says about Austin that Austin stands on nothing.
Yeah.
We get to Pepe and Grayson. This lasted a minute, and I was like, why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
But it goes to Huda's mean ass question to Pepe about Grayson.
Yeah.
Not we all know you don't like Grayson, he said like Hannah, so what are you doing?
Yeah.
Um, some may call that bullying, but Um, and Grayson's whole thing is she just wished more people were honest with her about how Pepe felt and that Pepe was more honest, so it would have given her more of an opportunity to explore different connections.
Yeah.
And he's like, I feel like I was honest. And she's like, you weren't until like the last minute. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, and then cut to Iris.
Oh my gosh, you do her face perfectly, Brandon. Just pouting, her pouty lips.
I love Iris.
Me too.
She's so cool. Um,
But I agree with Grayson. Pepe
I
really
did
didn't give her
too.
any like even after this challenge, if he was just like, yeah, I know the question was mean, but he took like I feel like it was a minute before he was actually like, yeah, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah, it was. He wasn't being completely honest. And like I could kind of get maybe if you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but also just like I don't know.
Yeah.
Huda does apologize and Grayson accepts it.
But
Um,
it was like the like Grayson, I love you. You're so great and like you're so blah blah. And it's just like
yeah. And she's
you're
like,
only you're only saying that because someone's mad at you.
right. And it's like you're saying, oh, you always were there for me and giving you pep talks. And it's like, you do that to her and she was giving you pep talks? That's even
No.
worse.
100%. She just wants to skirt accountability and look great at the same time.
Hmm.
Like, let me like just say you're really nice and you're really great, and then like avoid the other things you were mentioning.
Yeah. Um, it gets to kind of like Shelly and Chris and like how did Ace like seeing that? And he was like, oh, it is what it is. And then they asked Shelly how she felt seeing Ace and Coco. And she was like, I didn't want to see it, but also I was doing the same thing. Coco says she does wish Ace was more honest about him being sure he wanted to be with Shelly so she could explore other connections, but overall it was still a good time.
Hmm.
Now we get to Shelly and Huda and the Chris connection. Huda stands by, she brought him back for the both of them. And Shelly says, but the thing is, you leaned heavily on it being for both of us when
Hmm.
really it was just for you. And then we see the unseen footage. And then it does show Huda saying that she did it for both of them. But my thing is, and I guess I don't know, because a lot of people were saying, like, oh, this supports Huda. And I'm like, I don't think it does. I was just seeing it from the perspective of this. Because we knew Huda told her, I'm bringing him back for both of us.
Hmm.
And like, I don't think Shelly ever denied that. I think what Shelly was saying was, you really just did it for you, but you tried to put it on me as well and say it was also for me, but really it was just you. And you're just kind of like moving weird because if it was for both of us, why are you doing all of this?
Yeah.
And then also in the conversation, Shelly looks extremely uncomfortable the
Right.
entire time.
Right.
And I remember in the edited one, it showed Huda saying it and Shelly being like, oh, this could work. And
Yeah.
that was all we saw. So I remember the internet's whole thing was, well, she agreed, remember? But now I'm seeing this and I'm like, she kind of like she didn't say no, but it's also like it's right before the ceremony. What is she gonna say? No, don't pick him.
And she led with like, I'm gonna do it anyways.
Exactly. So it didn't
So
matter.
it didn't matter. It didn't matter. It really wasn't about Shelly's feelings. And I'm glad you clarified, Brandon, because yes, the folk like Shelly is upset because you act like you are my friend. You act like you're a girl's girl. You get upset when people aren't girls, but you did this. You said it was for me, and it clearly wasn't. Like,
Hmm.
and I don't even know why Huda felt the need to do this in the first place. It is a little weird. But yeah, the whole time Shelly looked uncomfortable and she's just like, okay. And Huda's talking a million miles a minute. Like, girl, and you're so bad and you're so good and like you're so
And
this and
she's
you're
like
so that.
cutting her off. Like when Shelly would try to speak, she would like cut her off.
Like, just say you wanted to make a choice for yourself. I get what Shelly means.
Hmm.
Yes, in the clip, she is like, she's not saying no, but I feel like you could kind of see how like Huda's pushing her
Hmm.
side and what she wants, you know?
Yeah. And it's just, I
And
don't
Huda the whole
know.
time
Hmm.
smiling, uh-huh, nodding. Like, girl, yeah, sure. But I still understand Shelly's point because Shelly is like, I don't care about this clip.
Right.
You said things outside of this clip. I actually don't give a fuck. Show another clip.
They asked, does everyone have clarity about like Huda's intentions? And Alan with his fucking curl is just like, I think it was pretty clear to me. And Shelly's like, it wasn't because there was multiple conversations. I'm like, period, staying
And
in it.
period. Yeah, like okay, like you felt like she was being weird and she was being shady. But Huda's just gonna like lean on the words that she said, but it's like I feel like there was more to it.
Also, in the Call Her Daddy interview, Huda was complaining that one day she was looking so cute in this outfit and all this. And she came down the stairs and Chris was only looking at Shelly and she was upset. And I'm like, but I thought he was for both of you.
Hmm.
So why would you be upset about that?
Yeah.
But Huda defenders will forget about that. Um, so Shelly says there was multiple conversations where Huda was leaning on doing it for Shelly. And Huda says, sorry if you misunderstood. And Shelley's like, I didn't misunderstand. You're just full of shit. She didn't say that part, but essentially in a nice way.
Yeah.
Um, Huda's trying to explain herself and it shows Zach with a K falling asleep on Zoom. That was funny too. I was like, okay. Um, Hoda's like, look, it is what it is. It's clear you're so happy with Ace. You
Mhm.
should be focusing on that. And Shelly's like, I am focusing on that, but don't act apologetic in the villa and then get outside of the villa and go in interviews and being like, yeah, I did it and what? And like kind of like doubling down on it and like acting
Mhm.
like, oh, like, why should you care? Like, yeah, I did this. Like, who cares? It's just like if you're apologizing, then stick by that apology. But instead, you were adding fuel to so many fires. And then it shows Jeremiah being like, it's true.
No, I mean, I don't think Huda was helping her case at all. Like, she definitely ran with the people who were, whatever people were saying about her. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, you're not actually, like, it's clear that you're just leaning on whoever is agreeing with you and
Mm-hmm.
taking whatever side or stance they have, regardless of what's actually, you're not really standing on anything.
Yeah. Especially because she's reposting things about Andy
Hmm.
and how like she's Palestinian and he's a Zionist. And so him being the host, like how like could this happen? And like being like he was hard on her because of that. And I'm like,
You're doing
look,
too much. You're reaching for whatever defends you.
exactly. Cause again, Andy wasn't mean to Huda in this
Hmm.
reunion.
Hmm.
So I think she's going with the narratives that her supporters are doing. Cause also people are like, okay, you went on Call Her Daddy and she's a Zionist. So like,
Right.
what are we talking about?
Right. And I don't even really understand the full context of that and why that's problematic. I just feel like there's other things you could be talking about right now, Huda. Namely, your friends asked you to stand up for them and you didn't. But here you
Mm,
are defending yourself and finding things to defend you. So like, girl,
yeah. Mm. We get to Hannah and Charlie, which again, like, okay, I know we cared in the moment, but it just feels like so
can we
long
skip
ago.
it?
Like, I'm just like,
It's okay.
uh. I look, we'll
They
sum
spent
up.
a lot of ass
They
time
spent
on
so much
this.
time. I did like that Hannah says, Iris and Pepe, they both deserve a strong connection. I don't know about Pepe now, but she says she knew leaving things changed as quickly.
Hmm.
Um, so like she knew like things were gonna happen and they were gonna move on, and like she loves Iris and like she's always had her back and she's gonna have hers as well. And I'm like, I like this little blonde friendship they got going on.
Yeah.
Um, Idrina says her and Brian's combos were boring. This was another thing. I'm like, why are we focusing on Idrina and Brian? They were together for 2 seconds and y'all barely showed them.
Right. And she's like, "Oh, he called you boring." And she's like, "Well, he said our chats were boring.
Hmm.
It was fine because they were boring. Thanks."
Right. We see the Charlie dumping. And Charlie's like, it was brutal and it was a hard first week, but it is what it is. I don't have any resentment towards Hannah, like at all. And Andy's like, not even like in the beginning. He's like, well, in the beginning, of course, it's normal human emotion, but like, it is what it is. Like, I got over it, and like, it's okay. But like, I was hurt by Amaya's vote. Like, Amaya, why'd you vote that way?
Yeah,
And
I guess they were like really good friends.
yeah,
I was
we
like,
didn't see
maybe
that.
it's because you tried to couple up with her. I don't know.
Right.
I feel like I might have had a good reason.
Yeah, she's like, the last conversation I had wasn't good with y'all both. So like that's just all it happened. But I hope that doesn't affect our friendship.
Mhm.
Um, and I mean,
I love how he doesn't hold resentment, but wants to know why Amaya voted away. Like, you
right.
care, Charlie. You care a lot.
You care and it's fine, but like let's just be honest, Charlie.
Right.
He does say though that I feel like I was the easy vote, and like Taylor should win home because as we know now, he didn't even fucking like Olandria. And like the thing is, he is with Clark now, and I guess that's part of the show. But like I guess like in the moment, it's just hard. I'm like,
It's
all right, Charlie.
like you have 5 seconds to tell me everything you're upset about, and then he just does, and it's like, all right, Charlie, damn.
He took advantage of it. I'm like, I can't be too mad. I'm like, you know what? You took your moment and you ran.
Hmm.
Um, Ariana asked Hannah if they will reconnect intimately. And Hannah's like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also because he's a Trump supporter.
Mm-hmm.
We see the Hannah vote in the unseen footage, which what I found interesting was Landry at first is just like, oh, I think we should go based off connections and everything. And Shelly's like, I actually don't.
I think we should go off of who's exploring the most. It's like, okay,
All right.
cool.
I get her logic as far as like Iris and Amaya were kind of like dealt bad hands and they're putting themselves
Yeah.
out there. Like, here's the thing. There's an argument to be made for everyone. And Hannah will even say this because Hannah gets emotional seeing this and it's just like, wow, this
Hmm.
gave closure. Like I feel like I got an answer. And she's like, people want me to like hate them, but it's just like someone was gonna get hurt because someone had to go
Yeah.
home. And like I
Yeah.
still appreciate them and I'm so grateful for our friendships and that's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
value. And I'm like, period, Hannah.
Yeah. It's like it adds drama to the show for your friends to vote you out.
Yeah.
I do think people in America was just like, oh, but y'all were so cool with Hannah, but they really, really, I don't think the people who were voting were that like her friends like that.
Yeah, I think they were like they're friends, but it's not like super close.
Yeah. And
And it's
this, oh,
oh
go
no,
ahead.
you go.
I was gonna say this villa is very much on explore. So
Yeah,
their logic makes sense once you hear it.
right. And once once they spell it out a little,
Yeah.
um, and it's just like just with America getting upset or like social media, it's just like y'all. It's not like they said, "Hey, we really want to vote someone out. Can we?"
Yeah.
Like they had to vote someone out, and then
Yeah. I don't think people should be harping on the votes that much.
yeah. Um, and then basically they show the like actual votes, and Hannah and Jeremiah were at the bottom. But you had said this when we were watching that it was kind of like a misleading poll. It was basically like, who's your favorite girl? Who's your favorite guy?
Yeah, I think that's what we were voting on was favorites. It definitely wasn't who should leave.
Yeah,
So I don't know. And I was like, that's convenient that they're both at the bottom. I low-key don't believe it.
right.
I want to look up what that vote was to be sure, but it's
Yeah.
like,
I
what does
think it
that tell
was
us?
favorite girl because I think they showed it at the top. And I
Favorite
think I
girl and favorite
remember it
guy?
was just favorite. So again,
Mm.
like you said, it wasn't who should go home.
Isn't it ironic that it's like, who's your favorite? But then Hannah and Jeremiah leave and everybody's obsessed with them. Like,
Well, that's
so I
dumb.
also don't believe that that was the poll results, low key.
Well, speaking of, we get to Belle-A and people were wanting her to come back after she got eliminated week one.
They were, well, how did Andy say her name?
Belle-A. Oh, I'm sorry. Bella. It's just the dash.
There was a little bit of a pause there, and I was just like, Ako Taco Andy. Oh gosh.
Right. And she's like, my name's a little confusing because it's Isabel Dash. And so that's where the dash comes from. Uh,
Oh, I missed that.
yeah. I'm like, you still,
Isabel Ann?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, you still didn't need to do the dash, but whatever. Bella then says she wasn't expecting all the craziness and the love and the backlash can be a lot, but she says she's happy for Nick and Olandria. And I'm like, well, in your first interviews, you were shading him that he's never had a bad bitch to choose from before between you and Sierra. But now
I
we're
didn't know
different.
she said that. That's funny.
Yeah, but time has passed, so maybe she's moved on.
Hmm.
She says that
He's
she
like
loves
doing ads now, so maybe I can't hate on him anymore. And maybe like I mean, like he was kind of nice and
He
like
was nice, but like I don't know, like I guess I support. But Huda, we were so close, but this is the first time we've seen each other.
That's so crazy. Like, why don't you hang out with me? And I'm like, I think I said she wasn't planning on it, girl. You're never gonna see Huda again
No.
unless it benefits her.
Huda came into this reunion acting like she was like Princess Diana, and she
No,
just
for
like
real.
had to like, oh yes, like I've moved on, my life is so much bigger and better, and I just
I
need to
love
like,
you all. You're
yes.
amazing. You're so great. I've grown so much.
And they're
Like,
like, we hate you.
no, for real though.
um Then we enter Jeremiah. He has
Whew.
his own little entrance. And we get a breakfast segment and a
Mhm.
pancake gate is addressed. And, Jeremiah, Huda says Jeremiah tried. God bless him.
Because I
And
think Andy's like, oh, pancakes. All it took was a little pancakes to start out like the downfall of your relationship or something. And that's where
mhm,
she goes, he tried. And I'm like, he tried? You were pissed. You were so mad. What do you mean he tried?
I
That's what
can't
you're
with
saying
her.
now? He
Hmm.
tried? That's not what you said before. That's what we're at, like we're mentioning it so that you can like tell us how you felt back then. And maybe it's different now, but at least acknowledge it.
No,
God
she's
bless
moved
him is
on.
crazy, Princess Diana.
Jeremiah says the relationship was toxic and that the way Huda was handling the pancake thing was strange because she kept
That's a
like
great word
saying
for
Taylor's
it.
name to
Yeah.
try to get me to realize that he was helping. And it
Hmm.
was the perfect word to say it.
It was.
And I think Huda, doesn't she say, I'm trying to like do things differently and like reflecting and all that. And it's just like,
Yeah. I've been reflecting and like, just like, I don't agree with everything I did, but like I've just been reflecting and growing. And I was like, you reflected in 3 weeks? And then Andy says something similar, and I'm like, let's
yes,
go.
drag her. Um, Charlie says he was surprised they lasted that long.
Hmm.
Um,
Charlie's the only, well, they only showed Charlie speaking up during this. And I
I
was
would
like,
have left after that pancake thing. Like, oh no, that's
yeah,
crazy.
right.
Um, Jeremiah says Huda lied about him saying he wanted to move in with her because he was like, we had said what the steps were, but you went
Hmm.
back from our date and said that I said I wanted to move in with you. And
Hmm.
then he asked, did I love bomb you? And she says yes. And he's like, love bombing, there has to be intention
It
behind
doesn't
it.
always require intention.
Well,
Like, bitch,
respectfully,
what?
based off the definition I saw, it does
Hmm.
require intention.
Hmm.
And he's like, look, like, I think, did he say you said I love you after 2 days or twice? And
Yeah.
then, like, I even asked you, like, am I doing too much? And you said no, but then you said I wasn't doing enough. So I'm like, with everything combined, respectfully, that doesn't sound like love bombing to me. Does that make sense, Ace? Like, period.
Oh, can you ask Huda if it makes sense first?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Um, Ace says that he told him that Jeremiah, I guess, had told him something about telling a girl I love you and she won't leave.
Yeah, like, oh, if you think you're about to be dumped in a recoupling, just tell a girl you love her and then she won't drop you. And he's
Yeah.
like, obviously that was a scam, bro. Cause he brought up how Ace or obviously that was a joke, sorry. Cause
Yeah.
Ace brings up like, yeah, like you're love bombing, but he's like, you called me a scammer too. Like,
Right. Like you said all these things.
hmm.
And Ace says because he made comments about followers and getting money.
Hmm.
And Jeremiah was like, I joked about winning, but I wouldn't go through all of this just to win $50,000. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. And also with the followers, I was never excited to see how many followers I was going to get. It's also rich coming from Ace, all of this, because he literally had all the followers before and was like on the Jennifer Hudson show. Like, he had a presence. So, like, don't tell me you went on this show solely to find love. Like, you did it also for attention.
Yeah, like it had to benefit you somehow, or you wouldn't have like yeah, in his interview, he was saying that, and I was just like, I mean, the sentiment is nice, but like, I don't know if I believe you, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
but in his book, everything everyone else does is wrong.
But for real. Taylor clarifies a comment he made because he was justifying voting Jeremiah out, and he said that, oh, Jeremiah said no one could talk to Idrina. And what he said the comment was, and I remember it came off, in my opinion, like shadier than how he's trying to say it now.
Yeah.
I think it was also on Nick VL. Um, but he said, you were talking to me and Pepe, and you said, I'm going to talk to Adriana all day, and none of
Hmm.
you are going to be able to talk to her. And Jeremiah's like, that was clearly a joke. And Pepe
Right.
even was like, he was joking.
And he's like, you guys can pull her for chats. I can't keep someone from talking to you.
Yeah.
So Taylor's like, yes, yes. And it's like, guys, like, he's bringing up the fact that you say something shady. Like, acknowledge it and just, oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Like, I just hate, like, they're skirting around stuff. They're just, like, taking it on the chin. Like, no, you know what? You're right. That was shady. My bad. Like,
Yeah.
but
Ariana asked Austin what he thinks. Oh,
sorry, I zoned out for like 5 minutes.
not gonna lie, I zoned out.
What does Andy say? He's like, let us know when you're.
Chime in when you have a thought or something like
I was like, why are you even
that.
there, Austin? And then they let him talk. I was like, let's move on.
They
But
did.
but he's like, no, like he wasn't love bombing.
But you said in a challenge that Jeremiah should be axed from the villa. And he's like, it was
That
a
was like a
joke.
joke.
Yeah, but people go home because of jokes. I'm like,
Do they? Who went home over a joke,
I love
Brandon?
how serious Ace was taking it. He was like, no, but people can go home because of jokes. I'm like,
Ace was big mad. And it's like, I get it, man. You've been dragged through the mud, but it's just like you're reaching. Like, oh, I mean, but you said this. And like it's
mm-hmm.
like it's a stretch, but sure. I don't think it's the same, but sure.
It's not. And then Austin says
Who
people
went
go,
home over a joke, Brandon? I really want. Now that we're thinking, I didn't even think about it in the moment. I'm like, when did people go home over a joke? It's not like he jokingly voted for him to go home. It was a game that they were playing. Like, what are you
yeah,
talking about, Ace?
nothing I can recall. There was
Like,
no jokes had and someone went home. So unless there was some hidden reasons why certain people went home, I don't know.
yeah.
But Austin says people go home regardless, and he never felt a type of way about Jeremiah. We get to Jeremiah's dumping, and we see, or Nick says he didn't even vote for Jeremiah to go. He wanted Austin to go.
Hmm.
And then we see the unseen footage where Nick was indeed fighting for Austin to go. Taylor and Ace were like voting for Jeremiah, but I will give them the slight benefit of the doubt. They didn't seem like they were like happy about it.
No, no. And in Ace's interview, he said they talked about it for a while. Like they only showed the middle of their conversation. I guess in the beginning they weighed the pros and cons of each of them. But can
Hmm.
I just tell you something now, which I think is interesting?
Oh, yes.
So, because Ace is an equal opportunity hater, right? So he's hating on Nick and Olandria, but the interviewer asked him, like, because he mentions that Taylor wanted to talk to Idrina, which I think
Hmm.
is very funny because I don't think
Very.
I, I think if she wanted to talk to you, she would have. Anyway,
Right.
anyway, he wanted to talk to her, and so the interviewer asks, like, so do you think like that weighed in on why Taylor wanted Jeremiah to leave? And Ace just sat there smiling. Like he didn't say
Hmm.
anything. So Ace is even throwing shade at Taylor, trying to say that Taylor voted Jeremiah out for his own reasons. Because Taylor was the first one to bring up, like, oh, like he's doing the same. Well, I don't know if we saw it, but Ace said that Taylor brought it to him that Jeremiah was behaving the same way to Idrina that he was to like starting the cycle over again or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what Ace says. But I'm just like, I kind of believe that a little bit. I could believe that.
I could too.
Taylor being jealous.
Especially because also,
This was way before Casa, so
yeah, Taylor was influenced to say with Olandria.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Um, so then they show the unseen footage. Jeremiah feels better after watching it.
Hmm.
Um, Ace doesn't agree with the ringleader narrative and says others gave opinions, but they weren't highlighted. I can believe that
Me
to an
too.
extent, but also you were definitely influential and you
Brandon,
really wanted your opinion to be heard. And I think you do admit that. So,
right. It's like he's like, I speak up, but I'm not a ringleader. Like I can't influence a bunch of grown men to vote for. But it's like, but you had a heavy say. Like after the recoupling with America, who was arguing the most that we saw? It was Ace yelling at Jeremiah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like there are moments, and he says we didn't see the full thing, but we did see a lot of you doing one thing, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like, I get maybe we don't know the full story, but like, it's hard to refute, like, every episode you doing that. Like,
Hmm.
from the beginning, everybody's chilling. It's like maybe day two or day three, part of the first week, and Ace is like, "Y'all think he's being real? Why do you care?" Like, I don't know.
Right.
He definitely had a heavy hand, I feel. He
He
didn't take a
did.
back seat.
He did not take it. I did not take a back seat. They asked Charlie how he felt, and he's like, I would never let a grown man tell me what to do, but I did notice that Ace was always trying to figure out where everyone's heads were at, but he wasn't really divulging his own information, so I decided I didn't like want to talk to him. I'm like,
That's
fair enough.
tea. I
That is.
believe that. I believe that.
Yeah. Um, Jeremiah says Ace yelled about him the night Charlie left and that he appeared to be the ringleader. And this is where Ace says, "You're a grown ass man. How can I ringlead anyone?" I'm like,
Hmm.
what does Jeremiah being a grown ass man have to do with you ringleading others to vote him out? Like, that is, this isn't, as Kyle Cook once said, that
It
doesn't
does.
pencil.
Doesn't pencil. No,
Oh,
it is interesting. Like I just wish he took accountability for like anything, honestly.
mm, too much to ask. Um, Ace does say that Austin called him a little ringleader, and Austin's like, I think you added that adjective. Um, Ace says he regrets sending Jeremiah home, though, and that it should have been Austin. This is actually where the votes are revealed, and they show who was at the bottom. Um, and then Ace wants to address Amaya calling him short on Call Her Daddy or making a joke. And he's like, it's fine, it's funny. But like the thing is, like you preach about not bullying and it just doesn't compute. And I'm like, sir, no one would be talking about your height if you didn't enter it into the chat. You brought it up. You were like, I'm 5'10" and I'm standing strong against someone who's over 6 foot.
Right.
Like,
I'm
huh?
like, we're talking, you're calling Amaya a bully, and then we don't get to talk address Ace doing the same to her, which was
Mm,
annoying. I'm like, and Amaya apologizes. I'm like, not us getting an apology from Amaya, not one from Ace. But I really feel like again he was reaching. Like this is kind
yeah.
of a stretch, but sure, if you're upset about it, like I didn't even see the video.
I don't even
Um,
remember it either. But is it that deep? It's about your height.
it was about his height. It wasn't like really like a personal jab. And he even said so himself. He was laughing about it. Like it wasn't really like I don't feel like that was bullying. Like
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know.
I don't either, but he feels like they created a family in the villa, but people don't have his back outside of it.
I believe that.
I can too.
Because they were definitely kissing his ass while he was in there. And a lot of
Yeah.
people are saying a lot of things. So,
Hmm. But are you having anyone's back outside the villa, Ace?
true.
I don't know. And then they ask Bella and Jeremiah if they're like seeing each other, and she's like, "I'm just worried about myself."
And Jeremiah is like blocking her. I was like, do you
Yeah.
think the camera's on? Nobody can correct him. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, sit back. Cause he was like,
Yeah, he was like doing, I don't know what was going on. I was like, what is happening here?
very weird.
Very. So now we get to Huda's segment where we get a montage of Huda and Hurricane Huda, and she's just laughing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And Andy's like, I was gonna ask how you're feeling, but you're just laughing the whole time. And she's like, I've just done so much work and self-reflection, so I can just laugh at it all now. And he's like, you done self-reflection, have changed like for a month?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, totally. And she's like, I wasn't proud of the cursing and calling people names though. And I'm like, that's it.
And
Um,
that's it. I'm just like, Brand. So somebody said this online, and I was like, you're right. If Chris did half of the things that Huda did, we would be so concerned. Like if he walked
mhm.
around and called her a bitch, if he told her, "Hey, if you don't, I'm giving you 3 seconds to cuddle with me." Like if
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like if he had done half of those things, we all would have been up in arms. And it's like they barely push it, which I wish they did a little bit more. Maybe they cut it out for some reason, or maybe it was just more of her not taking accountability. But it's
Yeah.
just like, girl, there's a lot that you did, man. How you treated Amaya, how you treated Iris, the whole crash out, like all of it. All even like their breakup, I do feel like Chris was should have just broken up with her. But even that, the whole night was just messy, you know?
Yeah. She just, you know, she feels validated in her things, or at least most of her things. I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
She's not trying to actually self-reflect. She's just trying to like sweep it under the rug and be like,
Right.
"Oh no, I've changed. I've done this." And it's like, "But how have you changed?"
Right.
And then Andy, I love this question. She's like, "You said he felt isolated and bullied in the villa, but watching it, I didn't see that at all. what did I miss? And she's like, I saw some clips and like it wasn't that I was bullied in the villa, but watching clips, I felt bullied. Um,
That makes no fucking sense.
None. And she's like, the clip she brings up is the one where she's working out. And Shelly and Sierra are talking about her. Mind you, they're talking about how she is bullying Iris.
Hmm.
And then Huda's being a freak and like just posing, looking at them, wanting attention. And they're just looking and they're like, oh, she thinks we're looking at her, but we're not.
I don't think that's like we use that term way too loosely. Taylor Hale was bullied on Big Brother.
Yes.
Like I if it's not that like that's textbook bullying, right? But like
Hmm.
I feel like that was a little shady, but I don't think it was bullying. And you can't be bullied after the fact.
Yeah.
Maybe it made you feel bad, but bullying is a
Right.
harsh word.
It is. And it's like, yeah, again, shady, sure, but that's not bullying. Like, what are you
Hmm.
talking about? Huda says she's moved on from it though.
Hmm.
Shelly does apologize if she ever was a bully, but the aftermath of Huda outside the villa surprised her. And then Huda goes, thank you for the apology.
Doesn't acknowledge the other half.
No. And then Ariana, the original Olandria stan, she loved Olandria from the beginning, goes, Huda, why did you feel like you didn't have Olandria to lean on in the villa? I felt like you guys had like a close friendship. We saw moments where you could lean on her. And Huda says, we were close in the villa, and there was the moment in the Stay in Your Business challenge, but we made up after. And then we were good. And then Olandria says, after leaving the villa, I saw the hate me and Shelly were getting, and they were from Huda stands. So we asked Huda if she could address the hate online. Huda then said she would make a post, but then days later, she didn't go. And then she went on a podcast saying that she was bullied.
Hmm.
And Elander said it added even more hate because she didn't put a name on it. And then Huda says, I didn't want either of you guys getting hate. And I did say in an interview, I addressed the hate and the bullying. She said in like a random, like a people interview, just like, yeah, into like the hate and the bullying, like no one should hate anyone on my behalf and like bully people. Like if I don't hate them, you shouldn't. And yeah,
Yeah.
girl, that was not
It
specific.
was
You didn't even put a name on it. And it was so, again, you didn't put a name on it. And you're saying a whole lot of nothing.
they're asking you to make a statement. Like use your platform to make a statement like you have done for yourself in other situations. Like
Hmm.
the it's just her way of avoiding accountability. It doesn't she say like, well, I think you're gonna get into it. But she's like, I had people were doing that to me too. Girl, what does that have to do with what we're asking you?
That part, yes, because Shelly's confused because Huda acted so nice when they saw each other and then
Hmm.
went on a podcast now being revealed was calling her the bully.
Hmm.
And Huda does apologize for not talking to her directly about it. And it's like, okay, that's maybe your only one good apology.
Right.
And Shelly's just like, look, that's nice and all, but it's just confusing because it's so back and forth with you. Which great
Hmm.
point, Shelly. I take back that mild kudos I just gave Huda because
Right. Yeah, you are.
Ariana asked Huda why she didn't do the post. And this is where Huda says she didn't know what to say and like she has a lot going on. And Olandria wishes she would have prioritized it and addressed the racism. And Huda says, well, I was also experiencing racism. And Olandria is like, well, your face wasn't put on George Floyd's body. So like, I don't know why like you couldn't have like we were close. Why couldn't you have like stuck up for me, made a post when you said you were going to make a post?
Hmm.
And this is where people online are like, well, people they were trying to diminish the racism Huda was enduring and trying to say that theirs is more important or something. And I'm like, look, they asked Huda specifically, will you make a post? She said yes. She then didn't make a post. She then
Right.
referred to them or alluded to them being bullies on a
Yeah.
podcast instead.
Instead.
So, did Huda ask them to make a post about anything? I don't think so.
Her saying that she endured racism was her cop out. It's
Mm,
not like, oh, they didn't care about it. She's bringing it up to distract you, and if you fell for it, like that's not the
right.
matter at hand. They asked her, "Hey, friend, can you do this for us?" And she's like, "Yes," and then she didn't.
Hmm. And people try to compare her and Leah, but people are noting they're like, no, Leah
I don't know
without
why they're
being
doing that.
asked, will defend Serena and Janae. And I heard
Right.
on one podcast, I think it was Bitches Better, Taria from What Else Is Going On was on it. And she was like, Leah will make sure in business deals that Janae and Serena are being paid like a
Right.
good amount and like the same amount. There's nothing shady going on with there. Like she really
Wow.
looks out and like does things
Mm-hmm.
for like her friends. Whereas
Yeah.
Huda, she's not doing that. Like Huda is not a good friend or a good person. And I'm
It's
sorry. Also, what put the cherry on top of the Huda suck Sunday? She, you know how she said here, like, oh, I had a lot going on in reference to why she didn't make a post and didn't have time or whatever. In her post on Instagram, where she posts her reunion outfit, her caption, I have a lot going on. So you're being shady now about this when that was in reference to you making a post about your friends
defending
calling
yourself.
off like the
Mm-hmm.
racism and
Mm-hmm.
trying to stop
That
your
was your
thing.
defense, and now it's a joke.
Mm.
Cool.
And your
Cool.
ill-fitted vintage, it was supposed to be a vintage Cavalli, but someone wrote why it looked like Fashion Nova then, bitch. Mm.
Of all things, man, like I felt like this was the most serious, this was the most real, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
like she couldn't even do that. And it's like I'm really glad that they got to say that
Mm-hmm.
because it really shows her true. She's only doing things that benefit her. She's only doing things that benefit her. I do wish, like Andy was like, "Oh my gosh, Olandria, people did that over this," and she's like, "Yes, it was, and it was a lot worse." I wish they kind of spent I wish they just kind of spent some time on that. Like, we don't
Yeah.
have to hash out everything. Like, Ariana does say, like, I don't condone that. I'm sorry that you went through that. But I do wish they spent a little bit of time on it because Shelly got a lot of it too. Um, I feel like it would have been cool if the black women could talk about how they really can't do shit on TV without everybody shitting on them. But like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or like making some kind of like we gotta address this. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm
and
glad
talk
that
about the
they did.
BuzzFeed
Mm-hmm.
article. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I wish they showed Nick defending her because you could see
Yeah.
Nick kind of crying
Yeah.
like
Nick
at
was
one
upset.
point.
Hmm.
But Shelly says she doesn't think she'll ever be friends with Huda. She's like the trust is gone. But I wish her well from a distance. And Alandra is just like, look, like I loved you to death, but this was a turning point.
Hmm.
And Huda's like, that's okay. We don't have to be friends and it's fine. And I'm like,
Hmm.
you're going to regret because, like, look, I don't know about you and Shelly, but people have been noting, like, you know, Landria was really your friend.
100%.
So,
And it seems like Hilda's chasing clout. She's with this guy who's on a show. It could be real. I don't know. But it does seem I really wouldn't be surprised if we see her in a situation where this like doesn't benefit her. It does backfire, you know?
no,
Like
she's not going to last with that guy. He's apparently awful.
right. Or just in general, like how she moves that in a way
Hmm.
that benefits her, eventually it's gonna backfire. Like
Oh,
it's not looking
definitely.
great for you, girl. So
Ugh,
we'll see. It's like he's a streamer and stuff. I'm like, girl, you're gonna get your ass caught up. I don't know. I don't know how, but I just feel like it could happen.
look, maybe, hopefully one day she'll have a reality check, but I don't know if that will be anytime soon. We get to the heart rate challenge and we see unseen footage, and this whole thing just made me uncomfortable.
Brandon.
Hoda was licking Ace's penis, um, and then she
Yep.
like almost twerked on his face. Which, look,
And he was like, "Bah, bah, bah, bah," like he
yes,
was playing.
and they were like moaning when they were making out and gyrating, like humping. I'm like, look,
Oh, so much. I was very uncomfortable.
I think Ace should have, and I know apparently they didn't show it, but Ace really was really into it.
Hmm.
And I think one point, and Huda, I think, was just taking it way too far for that being her friend. And people were trying to talk about, oh, they should have discussed boundaries. They should have discussed this. And Shelly's like, I didn't think I would have to tell my friend not to lick my man's dick.
Right. And then everybody started laughing, and I'm like, that's not funny. Like,
Mm,
she's being dead ass. And it's like, you dead ass did some weird shit. Like,
yeah. And
I
Shelly
feel like
points,
them laughing, like, took away from what she was saying.
it did. And Shelly made the good point. She was like, usually in challenges, when you act that way, so intensely towards someone, it's because you're interested in them.
Hmm.
And to my knowledge, you weren't interested in Ace. But then,
Yeah.
as we know from Call Her Daddy, Huda had said, "Oh, yeah, I was into Ace. I liked Ace." So
Girl.
basically, Shelley had a right to feel a type of way. And
Yeah.
again, I want to add, Ace was also wrong.
Hmm.
So, but just in reference to this, so you did
Yeah.
like Ace and you did do it despite her being your friend.
Right. We didn't see Ace acknowledge that part. Shelley was upset about it with him as well. They just didn't show it.
Yeah. And Andy asked, if Shelley would have done that to Jeremiah, how would you react? And she's like, people danced on Chris. I didn't care. And they're like, but Jeremiah. And she's like, no, yeah, people dance with Chris. And it's like, Jeremiah.
She's like, yeah, I mean, the sky is blue on Saturdays. Like, bitch, answer the question. What are you talking about?
But Jeremiah.
She's like, yeah, and like, I took my daughter to school yesterday. Like, girl, answer the
Did
question.
you? Just kidding. Well,
Brandon, I didn't want to be that person, but I'm really dead ass now. Like, where's your kid? Like, who's taking care? You're hanging out with streamers. Like, who's watching your daughter? Maybe I'm sure she's well taken care of. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just like, it is now. It's a little weird. Like, just to see you out and about.
it is. And I don't care. People can hate all they want. It's like, look, I don't know. I'm sure again, yes, I'm sure her daughter's taken care of, but it's just weird the way she's moving and like that on
Yeah.
top of all that. And then it's
Right.
also like people on TikTok are like, you're trying to call them mean girls, like Shelly and Olandria. You never witnessed the mean girl because had you been like, oh, you should focus on your relationship, I would have been like, oh, you should focus on being a fucking mom.
No, they really could have taken it very far. Like they really didn't do anything to Huda. They didn't.
No.
And when they were not great to Huda, they apologized. How many
Yeah.
times do we see Huda apologize for anything?
And
She
mean it
barely, right. She
because
barely
she would
did.
do it and then apologize and then do it again.
Right.
So it's
Like
like,
it wasn't sincere.
mhm. They do debunk the Sierra screaming gate
Yes.
because people thought Sierra was screaming about leaving during one of Olandria's interviews, but it was revealed it was Huda and Iris screaming "Who Says" by Selena Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
Great song. Um, we then get a montage of the friendships that were built.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that was nice. And then it's basically over, but they do announce that Love Island Games is coming back September 16th. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be covering that.
Yeah, we're gonna need to figure out what we're gonna do in the next like 2 weeks, but we're gonna jump
Yes.
on that soon, which will be good because Beyond the Villa is ending.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, that was the reunion. So, did you notice Jalen wasn't there? Because I definitely didn't.
I did after the fact.
When I saw him make a post and he was home, I was like, "Oh yeah,
You,
you."
cool. I mean, I guess,
I guess he didn't
they,
want to be part of the drama.
I guess not, because they brought Zach C,
Yeah,
and like he said nothing. So I'm like, they
yeah.
could have brought Jalen. He at least was kind of a part of it.
I liked not hearing from JD as well. So yeah.
Yes,
Maybe they would have asked Olandria, like, do you wish you would have explored it more, knowing what you know now?
true.
But yeah, we didn't really touch on the heavy things. They didn't really press Huda much. We didn't see that. We didn't see Ace pressed about Amaya. I really wanted to know, like, why did you couple up with her in the first place? Like we didn't see that.
Yeah, we didn't get any Austin Shelley.
No Austin Chelley. I mean, I feel like Taylor was barely pressed about Olandria. Like, hey, you made this comment, and then you did this, and then you did this, and like Ace kind of had to do. You know what I mean? I feel like they could have
Yeah,
talked about it a little bit more. Um,
it was just yeah. They focused on a lot, yet a lot that wasn't important.
yeah, I
Because
think they could have spent more time on stuff.
yeah, and they didn't really focus on the senior business that much either. And that was like a big
Yeah,
episode.
it was. It was.
So I don't know. But did we
Yeah.
want to talk about the Ace interview a little bit?
Yeah. So this interview kind of had me. I was like, I got the mist a little bit. I was just like, wow, wow, oh my gosh,
Oh,
wait. And then I had to sit back and be like, pause, no. I don't fully agree, but I did like hearing his perspective because this was a really good interview. I feel like if you want to hear Ace's side of things, you should listen to it because they
Mm-hmm.
asked him tough questions and he gave answers for everything. Um, but yeah, should I just go through how much do I mean, I don't have that much on it.
Oh yeah.
Um, but they talk about a lot of different things and they kind of go through the season like as it happened in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he said he didn't really want to do the reunion and he addresses everybody was like, "Your voice is shaky, you're scared." And he was like, "Yeah, I was anxious. Like I was a little depressed after leaving the villa and like how everything turned out and how I was portrayed."
Mm-hmm.
He feels like they portrayed him as an evil person. He didn't appreciate it. Um, with Amaya, he brought it up. He was like, so like Amaya got upset, like you put on the boundaries kind of early. And he's like, we had a longer conversation about boundaries. Like we both talked about our past traumas and things like that. And like I wish they showed that part because it just looks like me saying like, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
But to that I was just like, but then Amaya got upset a couple more times. So maybe you didn't talk, or maybe it wasn't a helpful conversation. I don't know. I don't know how that
Yeah.
would benefit you because she didn't get mad just once. It was multiple times.
Right.
So he said it was chopped up. We only saw pieces of that, of what he thought on that. Um, and then he said he felt stuck between Taylor and Olandria, and influences kept Taylor and Olandria together. And at first I was like, what are you talking about? But it really seems like he's saying production
Oh yeah.
wanted Taylor to stay with Olandria. If that's true, it does kind of make sense now why he looks so bored.
Yeah.
But I mean you were allowed to couple up with Kark, so I don't know.
Right. That and like I don't know, the way he was talking about influences and stuff like that, I'm like, good luck getting on another show. Like,
Yeah, no, for real. Well, I don't think I think he's good on. It sounds like he seemed really dejected and not dejected, but he seemed really over all of
yeah.
this in his interview. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I was like, you might get sued too, because it's kind of obvious what you're talking about.
Right.
Because he said those same influences is what saved Huda. So do you remember they had to pick someone to stand behind?
Oh yeah, and he was not liking standing behind Huda.
Yeah, because she like tried to hug him or shake his hand or something, and he was like, he like
Mm-hmm.
swerved her or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay. He's like, that's why. I mentioned this earlier. Taylor wanted in Andrina.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so like he keeps saying like I feel like people are switching up. I don't like how people are saying things now that they didn't say in the villa. And at first I was like, I mean, Ace, like people can't say everything at the time that you're saying, but I feel like what he means is people are switching up. Like people were his friends. They always went to him for advice. They talked to him a lot in the villa, and now that it's not convenient to associate with him, they're not. And I could believe that.
Okay. But who?
So like here, he said Nick specifically, um, which is this is kind of let me know what you think, Brandon. So people are like, oh, the final four, nobody really liked each other. You know, people were criticizing the final four. Nick went out and said that he felt like the final four was as it should have been without Ace. But in the villa, or I guess when they were like in close quarters or whatever talking about it, Nick said, no, man, you should have been in the final four. So I think that's what he's mad about. And I was like, it's not that deep, one, but also like over that, you're not cool with Nick? Okay.
Yeah. I remember I heard he said that. I mean, it isn't that deep.
It's not.
I wonder, I need to see, because I know this on reality TV, sometimes things can be misrepresented or people say things a certain way. How
Mhm.
did Nick say in the interview where he said, oh, this should have been the final four? Did he say, oh, this was the right final four? Or did he say, oh, everyone in the final four was deserving?
Yeah,
Like, how did he say it? And did he say Ace shouldn't have been in the final four? Like, probably not. Like,
right. And Ace even acknowledged that the edit made him look away. So I'm just like, so why are you hating on your boy? And I guess he brought it up to Nick, and Nick was like, "Well, I'm not, I'm over that." And so I guess Ace didn't like that Nick didn't like own it or whatever.
Yeah, but it's
So,
like I don't know.
yeah.
I mean it's petty, but I feel like we've seen Nick like celebrate Ace online ever since getting out of the villa.
Right. I feel like Nick has been his friend. And then, like, what do you want him to say? Iris and Pepe shouldn't have been there, or he shouldn't have been there? I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, he was in the final four, so it is like,
Yeah.
so
And
your
didn't
friends can't disagree with you.
right, because like I saw Nick was like promoting his song, not his diss track, his creative outlet,
Hmm.
to express himself.
Yeah.
And like he did the thing with like his back tattoo. Like he's shown support for Ace outside of it. So like if you're really mad because maybe at one point he said, "Oh, the final four was the right final four," like I don't know. Like to
Yeah.
me, it's just pick. I mean, I guess you can feel a way about it, but to not be friends with someone because of it,
You
that's where I'm
he's
like,
saying he's not his close friend, but his close friends are Taylor, Shelly, and Olandria.
uh,
And Brian.
oh,
Oh,
interesting that you would
somehow.
say Olandria is
Right.
a close friend when
So you're
he
out, yeah,
but
you're
threw
speaking
her under the bus multiple
right.
times this
You're
interview.
you're speaking and you're not friends with her man. I don't know. So it's
Yeah.
like it's kind of giving like, oh, like, yeah, I would be annoyed if somebody said something once and then turn around and in public they're saying something different. That is annoying. And then you brought it up to him and he didn't change his stance. But it's like your friends can't disagree with you. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nuanced thing. Who gives a fuck about a hypothetical Final Four that didn't happen? You know,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
And did Olandria know that Taylor was influenced to stay with her before you revealed that on this podcast?
I guess he can't say it because the influences.
But you can say it on this podcast.
Right.
Mm.
Right. So, but yeah, I guess so that was one specific example. I don't remember him saying anything else, specific
Uh,
about people being
mm.
like, one way in the villa and
I'm
then
like,
different outside of
that's
it.
like a lame example.
It
Ace,
is.
like, come up with some better receipts at
And I
least.
think he wants people to defend him as well. He's like, I helped you out. Nobody's out here defending my character or saying who I really am. And it's like,
Are
well,
you
you also,
defending other people's character?
yeah,
Olandria is going through it. Your girlfriend's going through it. Like Nick is being called your minion, as is Taylor. Like there's so many people that are supposed to be close to you that are going through it. Are you making statements? No, you're refusing to do press and then making a not diss track.
exactly. It's like you're not saying anything or doing anything. So you're not
Hmm.
part of the solution, you're part of the problem. But I guess he wanted people to stand up for him. I don't know. So that was one thing. Um, then he hates on Nick and Olandria. He's like,
This made me
my
sick.
He's like, my last chat with Nick, he was like, there was no spark. They were attracted to each other, but there's no spark. And so like seeing Nic Olandria now, like that's kind of crazy. Like I didn't see it in the villa. And later he asks him like, well, what relationship, like, do you think the relationships are real? He's like, yeah, me and Chelley. And he's like, but what about Nick and Olandria? And he just like looks at him and smiles, like just looks around. He doesn't say anything, which is like saying a lot. Like you might as well just use your words at that point. But he doesn't think
Yes.
their relationship is real. In his defense, we said that too. We're like, okay, you like even in the finale, they're like, wow, everybody wants us to be together. Damn, everybody wants us to be together. They're in their bag right now and they're still together. So like I don't know
Hmm.
why you're commenting because he called out Sierra earlier in the interview saying like, oh, she speaks on other people's relationships. And then you proceed to speak on other people's relationships.
This was just such clear hater behavior because
Yeah,
one, okay, so you say he said there's no romantic spark, but they're attracted to each other.
it was just attraction.
So that's something still.
It
That's
is.
not nothing. And also, are you referring to when he said that in the villa?
Mm-hmm.
Which we did say that. He said it when they got together the second time, and it was after Sierra like went home unexpectedly.
Yeah, he was
He was
like, oh
dumped by
wow.
Taylor. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was a very weird time for both of them, and you could tell Nick was even feeling off. Like so.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're basing that now when to me, looking at them, they have more of a connection than they did
Right,
then.
right. Like
So
they're
to
together. Like,
Yeah, so to say it now, especially because I saw people were saying Nick and Ace haven't spoken in weeks. Maybe the last time was when they went to Disney. So like
mm-hmm.
for him to say it as if it's something recent, Nick said.
Yeah,
And apparently Nick had said something like, "Oh, the Greece trip really did change things for me, or like it elevated me and Olandria, like we got even stronger."
yeah,
Um, and it's just like two, like one, let's say you're trying to reveal they're fake. You're now like trying to take money from them because they're currently making money as a couple. So that's one hater behavior. Two, you're shocked about Nicolandria because people are saying maybe you thought Shelly and Ace were going to be like the big couple from it,
mm-hmm.
but they're the ones getting the brand deals and doing everything, which I'm sure Shelly and Ace can get brand deals. So I don't know. Like I think there's room for everyone. So if
Yeah,
that is the case, Ace, I'm a little like you can get in your bag too.
right.
Because even though you get a lot of hate, you get a lot of love too. Like,
He does. And maybe he's only looking at that side of it. But yeah, and it's like, and then later you say Olandria is your true friend. You had Olandria's back, and now you say her relationship's fake. Like,
yes, you literally get on this podcast saying you care so much about Olandria, but you say, oh, yeah, the guy that she liked at first, he was only with her because of her influences. Oh, yeah, and the guy she's with now, yeah, he doesn't feel a romantic spark with her. Like, you're literally like completely trying to embarrass her on this podcast, quite frankly, but then acting as if you're
yeah,
her friend.
right.
And it's just like stupid. And it
It
really is
is.
like, I don't, I think Ace has a lot of growing up to do,
Me too.
despite him thinking he's grown at 22. He is
Yeah,
only 22, but he doesn't, he thinks he's a lot older, I think.
right,
And it's
right.
just a little like, it's sad. Like, you're really going to throw away all these friendships just
Yeah,
because
you're
someone said you
jealous.
shouldn't be in the final four and you're like jealous. And it's like, again, like you and Shelly do get a lot of love. Like there's so
They
much room
do.
for you guys to flourish in that way.
Right. You being a hater is fucking up your bag more. You got a
Hmm.
bad edit, and now you're being like kind of a bad person to your
You're
friends.
kind of showing that the edit maybe
It's right
wasn't
about you.
bad
Hmm.
because they can't just like make up things. You gave them the material.
Yeah, yeah. And this clip is going viral right now, so
It
good job,
is.
Ace.
Yeah.
Um, he did clear up that after the heart rate challenge, Shelly was very mad at him, and he said that the heart rate challenge actually made him uncomfortable, Brandon. To
Did.
which the interviewer goes, "Well, you look like you were enjoying it." He's like, "I yeah, it's like pick a story, bro." This is
That
also how
part.
he's like Huda. It's like that can't be true because of,
Right. Why are you lying? And then didn't he also try to insinuate that Nick had herpes?
I skipped over that part actually, but yeah, he was like, I didn't have anything on my mouth. There were no cockroaches on my lips. Like he was being weird, and it's like,
Yeah.
Nick got hit in the face. Like,
Yeah, Charlie came out and said that like right after. Like, that's
yeah.
weird.
Um, he thinks that the jokes and the height memes are funny.
Does
Um,
he?
and the height thing only came up apparently because Austin was always bringing up his height. Austin was always saying like, "Oh, Ace, if a guy who's 6'3" comes in, are you gonna be upset?" So like it was like a dig at something that had happened, and I was like, I guess that makes sense because I was really like, that was out of left field. That's a weird thing to say.
I mean, sure, but if the height thing doesn't bother you, then maybe don't. He still brought it up. I don't know, but like, I'll
Mm-hmm.
give you that one, I guess. But are you 5'10"?
Mm-hmm.
Did the interviewer ask that?
No. He said but then it was like contradictory because he's like, "Oh, I saw the picture of me with my feet up. Like that thing is so funny." And I was like, "I think so too." So
But do you
anyway,
actually think it's funny, Ace?
and Amaya's a bully for talking about your height. Anyway,
Right.
he does address the Chelley and Olandria things and like just how like the black people in the villa, he feels like they helped a lot of people out and they're kind of getting dragged through the mud. They aren't bullies, and Huda did not defend them when she had an opportunity.
Hmm.
Um, He says Taylor and Clark are a real relationship after saying him and Shelley are real and Ace and Olandria. I mean, Olandria and Nick are not. He does ask, like, oh, are you guys like, is this your girlfriend? And he's just like, I'm not gonna let people push me to do something that I'm not, I'm gonna move in my own pace. He was just asking if,
You just said you're in love with her and that she would be your one and only girlfriend, like first and last. So
hmm
what do you like? Why? I don't get that. Okay.
yeah. And then he's like, okay, looking back on this experience, like, would you do Love Island again? Do you regret doing Love Island, anything like that? And he's like, he doesn't regret Shelley, but he regrets everything else.
Oh, damn.
Um, he was like, the show, I went on Love Island to find love, but in Fiji, they're making a show. So the main focus was like on drama and not on love. Like, and I didn't like that. He said he was at one point he said he was ready to leave week 2 because there was a lot of drama and he didn't want to be a part of it. He says it wasn't
You were
authentic.
causing.
Brandon, didn't you like him in the beginning because he was being messy?
Yes, we were like, wow, our messy King Ace. That's so funny. He's a menace.
Yeah.
Mm.
He says it wasn't authentic, the villa experience. No one in the villa could say that he was faking. But America had a problem with me because I was being real. And I was there for the right reasons. They asked me to be on the show, and um, and like they asked me to be on the show, knowing my character, knowing who I am, and then they gave me a edit that's opposite of my character. He was helping people all the time. He was helping people have chats, and he was like I do believe he was a good person, and I do believe that the edit focused on him being negative. But if you didn't do negative things, like I really just don't think that we can chalk up everything and say like, oh, we didn't see the full story. Maybe in
Yeah.
some moments, maybe, but you did a lot of shit, man. It was like every episode Ace was doing something until he found out America didn't like him and we saw him being really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was like almost every, and some people really like that. Like, oh, Ace is really confident. He stands on business. He means what he says. But it's like, I don't like, yeah, you stand on business, that's great, but like you can also be mean sometimes. You can
He's
also be a little selfish, I'll
polarizing.
say.
People can take it the wrong way, they can take it the right way, but it's just like to me, this interview, I'm kind of like, well, you're kind of proving the edit's point.
No, you low key
Maybe it's
are.
showing you a side of yourself that you didn't realize, or maybe people didn't tell you before.
Right. And it's like, even when he bumped heads with Shelley, it was they just talked in circles. It was impossible for both of them to see the other person's side.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to stand on business. I think it's good to like mean what you say, but you also need to do self-reflection. Like you also should be able to look at what somebody else has to say and say like, whatever.
Yeah.
And he kind of said that like, oh yeah, based off of the show, I get why y'all think I'm that way, but I'm not, and here's why. And I'm sure you're a great person, but I think in his head, he's like, I was on Jennifer Hudson, I had a great following on TikTok, like I was doing well for myself, and this show like painted me so badly. I think that's his stance.
I guess, but I really, again, I'm like, there's an opportunity to really like, you could still make it good
You
because it
could.
wasn't all bad. Like, you
Mm-mm.
got some hate, but people were also really like when Shelley and Ace were voted out, people were really for them. Like,
They
they
were.
shouldn't be voted out. Like, they should be making the finals. Like,
Yeah.
I,
And
they,
people love Shelley.
yeah, like,
Like lean on her, treat her nice, like keep doing the
right.
things you were doing.
So I don't know. I mean, I get it. It must be hard dealing with a lot of hate and everything like that. But I
Yeah.
don't think the hate's going to go away by throwing hate towards people who have only had your back.
That part. You're not helping yourself.
Yeah.
And he did go in and he was just like, I feel anxious for my family. Like they're getting threats at work and like he signed up for this and he understands, but it's still hard. He feels he didn't get a fair shake and he said Clout is a motherfucker and his friends, the people who he thought were his friends aren't helping him out. So that was essentially the interview. So I appreciated hearing his side. But there was the only thing he really took accountability for and was like, I was wrong, was the heart rate challenge, enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really take accountability for anything else. And he did throw some people under the bus, I thought was unnecessary.
Yeah, I wonder if people are gonna say anything. Like I saw Olandria tweeted something like, anyways, so my day here was amazing or something like that. And Nick said something on Snapchat like, at the beginning of the day I was feeling 10 out of 10. Now I'm feeling a 4 out of 10. So I think he's burning some bridges, it seems. I hope it doesn't affect Olandria and Shelley's relationship.
It's hard when you're in a relationship with somebody, connection. You're exclusive with somebody, and then their beef, like your man is beefing with their man. Like that, it can be a
Hmm.
hard place to be. I hope that the girls find a way to make it out. Because Ace definitely gives the energy of like, I don't care. I'm not
Yeah.
apologizing. He's
Oh,
gonna be like, but
definitely.
in the villa, you said that it wasn't that deep of a connection. It's been like 6 weeks at this point. This interview was recorded right after they did the reunion, so I don't
Hmm.
know if he had seen the deals and stuff yet. But like, I don't know, man. You really being out here and being like they don't like each other at all. Like, that's not helpful.
Yeah. Um,
It's not real. Like, that's not helpful.
it's not. I did see Nick and Olandria's commercial for the Agua de Café, or however the drink is called. I think I said that wrong.
Yeah.
It was from what I heard, she was like, "Come here, Daddy Nick." I was like, "Oh,"
And he
but
like swan dives into the pool.
yes, but it was cute, and their photo shoot for that was nice.
Hmm.
But yeah, I hope Shelley and Olandria can make it out more like Paige and Amanda, and not like Hannah and Amanda. Shout out to
Yeah.
Summer House, and if
Yeah.
y'all know that dynamic of Kyle and everyone. But we'll see. I'm sure somebody will do an interview or somebody will do something. We'll get a statement and we'll have that to talk about.
Maybe.
Um,
Or he'll just go ghost again. We'll see.
we shall
But
see.
yeah, I felt like the interview, like it was cool to see him like talk. And I understand why he's upset. I do
Yeah.
think he got a really bad edit. Like, I don't think people should be hating on him or threatening his family. Like, that's
Oh yeah,
wild.
no.
But I do also wish he would just take accountability for his actions as well. But I think truly, in his eyes, he didn't do anything wrong.
I did nothing wrong. We'll see. But with that, that was pretty much
That's it.
season 7.
That's all, folks. Season 7
Oh,
is done. Somebody
officially.
was made a TikTok. They were like at the pool and they're like, I'm so glad that Love Island is
It's
over.
just been exhausting.
It
Like
low key has.
I can't. And Ariana said in Love Island Games, there's going to be some people from season 7. I wonder who. Please do not make it any of the Casa people. I cannot with any of them.
Maybe it's
No,
Charlie.
I would be okay with that. Don't bring Alan.
Bella wouldn't go. Maybe Jaden.
Well, Bella, I
Maybe
wouldn't mind
Coco.
seeing a little more Bella, I guess. She did leave week 1.
Yeah.
Coco, maybe, I don't know, but when
TJ, maybe?
she was talking and then Andy was trying to talk and she was like, "Let me finish." And he was like, "Okay." Like he seemed exhausted.
Yeah.
Um, and TJ maybe. I wouldn't mind Iris now that she's single.
But I think they
Hannah
cast
would be fun actually.
Hannah. Oh my God. It's going to be Hannah and Charlie.
Yes. That
I
would
have
be
a
fun. I
feeling.
wouldn't be mad at that.
I wouldn't be
But
either.
that's exciting. I'm just glad this season's over.
I wish they told us. Yeah, me too. I wish they told us who was going to be on it. I
I
wish they
know.
told
I'm
us
sure it'll
that.
be announced like the day before. They always wait like till the last minute to reveal cast for Love Island.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, in between time, our next episode we're going to be covering Beyond the Villa, the finale. And then
Hmm.
we got a few weeks before Love Island Games. So we don't really know what we're going to cover. If we're really going to like, I don't think we're going to find a show. Maybe we'll talk a little Big Brother, maybe just
Yeah.
like hot topics, whatever's going on that week.
Yeah.
And then we joked about the Cheetah Girls. Who knows? Maybe we will watch that.
Yeah. Maybe we
Um,
can watch the evictions live on Patreon instead of
yes.
uh
The
being
Beyond the
on.
Villa. That would be
Hmm.
good actually. That would be fun. So,
Hmm.
let us know. Maybe we'll also do a poll on our Patreon as well to
Hmm.
kind of get the pulse of that. But, we won't be going anywhere. So you'll be hearing us talk and yap about something. With that being said, thank y'all so much for listening.
Thank you.
Make sure to rate and review us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. And if you leave a review, we shout those out. Spotify, you can rate us 5 stars and leave comments on the episodes. We love those as well. If you want to see our beautiful faces, Instead of just listening to her beautiful voices, you can subscribe to her YouTube channel at the Shade of It All podcast.
Hmm.
We post fun clips at the Shade of It All, and shout out to Morgan for calling me out on my last TikTok. Um,
What happened?
I posted. I did the joking one where I was like the camera paparazzi sound, and I was like Huda at the red carpet with her man she can't talk about because of Netflix. And then someone commented, I think her name was Morgan. I don't know who she is or like anything. It was just a cartoon character as the avatar. But they were just like, well, she has a man. Can you say the same? And I was like, Clark it, Morgan. I was like, get me together. Uh, and then someone commented, they were like, well, Huda could get sued because of Netflix. And I'm like, Huda's not in contract with Netflix. Her boyfriend is.
Oh, Brandon, somebody defended you
Oh,
too.
what they say.
Mind you, Huda couldn't keep a man to save her life before, during, and after the villa, so she definitely couldn't say the same until a few weeks ago. And then it said, "Go on, touch it," and it's a hand with
Oh,
grass
wait, I
in
think I
it.
did see that one. I saw the picture, but I didn't read it. Oh, thank you so much for defending me. Uh,
Okay, Moriana.
but no, that was funny. I was low key worried because I was like, post anything about Huda. Some of the Huda stands are crazy. I'm like, this is light work. That's fine.
Hmm.
But also, so yes, if you want some fun clips, TikTok, Shade of It All podcast. We have our
Yeah.
Instagram at the Shade of It All pod. And as we've mentioned many times before, we have our Patreon at the Shade of It All, where we do weekly live watch parties. We'll be doing it tomorrow, Thursday, for the Beyond the Villa finale. And then, like Mackie said, maybe we'll do the Big Brother evictions until Love Island Games comes
Yeah.
back and we figure out what that schedule is. I don't know how many
Hmm.
episodes they do a week of Love Island Games, but I know it's shorter than Love Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we shall see. But we'll talk to you all next time. Bye.
Bye.